Hello everyone and welcome back to Modded Minecraft, coming to you from the KerPOWCraft Age of Heroes server. My name is Tolbert, I'm your host, and thanks for coming along. I'm glad you can make it. Well, we're starting down here in the mystical agriculture area. Just to do a quick update down here, we've gone ahead and gotten quite a few of these resource plants going. I believe we left off with having a couple of the water and the nature ones. We also went ahead and got the ice, the dirt, the wood, the stone, the fire, the dye, the nether, the copper, the sulfur, glowstone, and nether quartz. We got a couple of the tier 5 ones for making emeralds, experience, and way over in the corner over there we even have a single slime essence flower. And we've gone ahead and filled in all of these tier 2, and over here we have a whole bunch of tier 3 coming all the way to about here. So we've only got a couple more rows to finish off the tier 3. If we go ahead and come into this back room here, we can go ahead and see what's going on. Is that as I go ahead and harvest these plants, we have sequential fabricators here making the next tier essence, and then from there making the next tier essence, and then that's coming down here into making the tier 3 seeds, which we're using to fill those up over there. And this is also where we have all of our essence and seeds coming in at. Along this wall we have the essences, and along this wall we have the seeds. I have a couple more of these things opened up here, ready to add more caches or sequential fabricators as what's needed. So as we expand the farm down here, we'll go ahead and do this. And this has been quite a grind to do. Holy cow. I've been working on this day and night, hours and among hours, grabbing in essence, trying to get those tier 3 seeds, trying to get the resource seeds set up, and it's taken forever. But as far as that goes, that's about it. Now, what's going on here today is that, actually today, the KerPOW has released the most recent update to the mod pack. Now, if everybody remembers, a couple episodes ago, we went ahead and turned in our GM coin for a favor that we got from building our little summer shrine over here. And that favor we asked for was to add Thaumcraft and Tinker's Construct to the mod pack. Well, unfortunately with Tinker's Construct, he wasn't able to add just the armor generation part of it, which I understand. So he didn't want to add that in, but what did get added in was Thaumcraft. Which means since we're going to be doing some spell casting type stuff, it's time for us to build a bit of a wizard's tower. And honestly, I think right where we have this little vine farm going on, we're going to go ahead and tear this down. We're going to level this playing field out a little bit, maybe down 2 more levels to about here. And we're going to go ahead and build up our evil wizard's tower right here. So let's go ahead, let's get this out of here, let's get this cleared out, and I'm sure you can hear the music already. The evil music coming on. We're going to go ahead and build that evil wizard's tower right here. So let's get started. So as dawn rises, we get to see our evil wizard's tower in just about all of its glory here. We got that real high pointy roof. We have the windows on the sides going up. This path I'm going to extend down here into the entrance. And as we come in, we can see we have this nice big foyer area, which I have plans for what's in Thaumcraft. And we're going to go ahead and take our stairwell up here. I did have to change this from what was originally in that time lapse, and the positions of these windows as well. But this staircase is quite a long staircase. We have a couple rooms here in the middle, this one being 6 high. And then we have another 2, each one being only 4 high in here, which 4 is going to be pretty decent. In the very top one here, in this one, we're going to make this one into the wizard's little bedroom sleeping area. We got to put doors on all these yet, but that's no big deal. Now, if we come the rest of the way up, we can go ahead and see what we have here. Unfortunately, this type of basalt does not have slabs. I had to use the other basalt to make slabs to walk up here. This is going to be changed. All these stair blocks are going to be changed. These are only here for holding places as of right now. This is where we're going to put our Thaumcraft infuser. Infuser? I'm just calling it an infuser. That's where we're going to put that at. But as for right now, this is all looking good. And I believe the first thing that we need to do here inside this place is let's go ahead and messy this up a little bit. We're going to come in here. We're going to grab some cracked bricks, some cracked basalt. And we're going to go ahead and replace some of these bricks with that. So let's go ahead and get to changing some of the things out here to make it look a little bit more messy, a little bit more worn down, a little bit more like it's been around for a while. All right, now that's looking a whole lot better, being a little messed up there. We got the leaves coming out from the inside. We have the blocks changed with the cracked and the cobblestone-like basalt there. We even have things on the inside a little messed up, making it look pretty nice overall. Now, one thing I know that we need to put in here is a full enchanting room setup. That's an enchanting table and 15 bookshelves. We're going to put it in the middle here. This one's only 4 tall, which will be good. So we'll go ahead and throw that there. And now we need to get in 15 bookshelves. We'll do the basic ones all the way around. That leaves us 6 left over. So we can do, let's see here, if we go 2 there, we can do 1 in the middle, 2 on the sides, and then 1 in the corner. That kind of breaks it up a little bit. It's not 100% even or symmetrical. It's a little broken up. That's going to be good. We need to throw a chest in here somewhere. Do I have any chests on me? I believe I do somewhere. I thought I had a couple of diamond chests. I guess not. Well, I think I have them in a ender chest somewhere. Let's go see if I can find them. All right, so I found that diamond chest. It was actually in one of my other backpacks, but we're just going to go ahead and throw that right there. So it actually is kind of symmetrical with this side as far as having the chest there. So now we have access to an inventory. We're going to throw a whole bunch of books in there that we're going to use for enchanting or enchanted books. But one thing I need to get in here is a little bit of lighting. So we're going to throw that lantern right there, right in the middle. And let's get that lantern lit. And now we have some proper lighting in here. All right, so that's good. Now, what else we're going to do? We're going to go back downstairs and we're going to grab that bed that's at the very bottom. I put that bed down there at the very bottom just so that I could sleep the night away. And, well, now it's time to go ahead and move that up to that 3rd room up there. This first room here, not entirely sure what we're going to do with it, but we're going to find something to do with it. I know there's a whole bunch in Thaumcraft that's going to be used for that. And like I said, we have the enchanting set up there. And so we're going to put the final room here. Let's go ahead and throw that bed right on the edge. And once again, let's go ahead and grab those lanterns. And let's put one right in the middle again. Seems like a pretty good spot for it. Get that lit. So there we go. We're going to spruce this room up a little bit. We're going to put some things in here. But we'll deal with that in a minute. Actually, that's probably something I'll do off camera. So, all right, this tower is pretty much done. At least for right now. So let's go ahead and show off one thing here that we got is we went around between cuts. I did go out and go caving a little bit and got all of these Viz crystals that we're going to be using. Now, after I got the Viz crystals, I got some kind of message about I should probably sleep on what I've learned or something like that. And we got this Strange Dreams book. Let's go ahead and take a look. I had the strangest dream last night. In the dream, I took 3 of those strange crystals I've been finding and ground them with a handful of redstone in a bowl using a piece of flint. The crystals had to be of different types, but if I did it properly, then the result was a strange glowing dust. In the dream, I took the dust and sprinkled it on a bookcase, but the dream ended before I saw what happened. I wonder, should I do what the dream showed? I have the impression the dust was going to reveal something wondrous but dangerous. Okay, so that tells me that we need to go make ourselves a bookshelf and then try to make this strange dust. So let's go ahead, head on back over to the blacksmith and see what we can find. Okay, so first things first is that book said we need to make some of that strange dust, which it said was a piece of flint, bowl, redstone, and then 3 different crystals. We should get, there it is, Salus Mundus. And it didn't even use up the flint. So we should probably make a whole bunch of this stuff, actually. So let's go ahead and go into the backpack. Let's grab, sure, 25 works. We'll just grab whatever partial stacks we have of this stuff. We're going to use the blue, the green, and the yellow here because we got lots of those. We don't have so much of the other ones. So let's just go ahead and make as much of this Salus Mundus as we can. I don't think it consumed a bowl, but let's just check. Nope, it's not consuming bowls. It's consuming redstone and the crystals, but nothing else. But I think 26, that's going to be enough for now. And it also said to sprinkle this onto a bookcase. Well, look at that. We got something. First steps. Who would have thought that a few sprinkles of dust could have created this marvelous book? It is mostly blank, but it hints at a powerful new form of magic, thaumaturgy. Firstly, I will need to study the magical world that has been shown to me. For that, I will need a tool, a thermometer, the book calls it. A normal crafting table won't do, however, since the magical energies I need to channel while crafting it are quite delicate. A sprinkle of Salus Mundus on a mundane crafting table should solve that. The book has taught me the proper incantation to use, so it should be a simple matter. To keep myself on track, I will make a list of all the requirements that need to be met on the first page of each new entry. We have here an arcane workbench. So Salus Mundus, okay, that's how you make that. So now how do we make an arcane workbench? Knowledge totals, yeah, that's nothing. Okay, so basically it says to sprinkle Salus Mundus on a mundane crafting table. All right, and we're gonna just happen to have an extra crafting table on me. We're gonna go ahead and go back into our evil wizard's tower. And we're gonna decide where to put this. I think in this case, this is where we're gonna go ahead and put it on that first inner room here. We'll just put it onto the side here. So let's sprinkle some Salus Mundus on it. And look at that. We have ourselves a new kind of crafting table. So we got that. And does the book say anything else for first steps? Oh, we completed that. All right. Progress. I now have an arcane workbench at my disposal. It works much like a mundane crafting table and can even be used as such. However, there are a few key differences. Firstly, many arcane recipes will require the use of those Viz crystals I've been finding of late. They act as a focus for the magical energy I need to channel into the items I craft. The book calls this magical energy Viz. Supposedly, this energy is all around me, but as yet I cannot perceive or measure it. It is time I craft the Thaumcraft and use it to study the world around me. It should clearly mark those things I still need to examine. I have placed a bookmark to the Thaumcraft recipe on the right. So right there's a Thaumcraft, all right? We need one of each color of crystal, 20 Viz, 4 gold, and a glass pane. All right. So observation fundamentals and Thaumcraft. Click for recipe. Observation fundamentals. Not sure quite what that's about yet. But all right, let's see. What else was there in that book? What do we have here? Types of knowledge. There are 2 main types of knowledge, observations and theories. They are further subdivided into the main research categories like alchemy and artifice. Observations are notes and discoveries you have made in the real world by scanning objects. Practical observation often give insights into how things work, and by keeping field notes of those observations, you will slowly build a solid base of knowledge to work from. Theories, in a nutshell, are ways of understanding things through careful observation, rational thought, and practical experimentation. Much of thaumaturgical research requires crafting theories to better understand research categories. Okay. And what's this last one? Theory crafting. For me to make any progress as a thaumaturge, I cannot rely on simply studying the world around me or stumbling upon ancient knowledge. I will need to make my own discoveries and expand my knowledge through experimentation. Crafting my own theories is the only way. I will need to create a comfortable workspace to do my research with ample supplies like writing materials and paper. I should craft some scribing tools and place it upon a table. So, okay, we need the table, which is vertical, gray, vertical. Okay. As far as I know, it's just 2 planks and 3 slabs. That should be easy enough. Scribing tools requires the ink, a feather, and a glass vial. And a glass vial is what? 3 pieces of glass and a piece of clay. It actually gives us 8. But first things first, let's worry about this Thaumcraft first. Let's go ahead and get the materials for this. I'm going to empty out a whole bunch of this Viz in here and get it into the table. Actually, I think a stack of each will be a good start. We have just enough there. Go ahead and throw all those in there. There we go. Stack of each inside the table. Well, now we need some gold and some glass panes, and so let's see what we can find. And I just remembered about something before we go any further with the Thaumcraft. Something I wanted to do was kind of make it look like the area had been corrupted by the experiments that our evil wizard is doing inside here. So we're going to switch out a whole bunch of these dirt blocks along the outside here, and we're going to throw in a bunch of this concrete powder to make it look like things are spreading. The corruption is spreading. So I got a couple colors of this concrete powder. I have the black and I have some gray there as well. So I'm going to go ahead and just go through, and everything at least right up next to the building is going to start off black here. And then we're going to slowly spread it out and change the color as we go and enable the corruption to happen further and further away. So Let me go ahead, get a whole bunch of this put in, and then we'll come back and take a look at where we're at as far as how all this is going. And there we go. We have the tendrils coming out, the corruption spreading, eye stalks coming up, and we even mixed in some soul sand and some netherwort in here. Make it look like it's really spreading the corruption around. I think that turned out pretty nice. I'm going to go take a quick look at what it looks like from the top. Oh yes, I love how that turned out. I love the way it looks like the black are the tendrils and the gray is what's being left behind, like some kind of ooze maybe or something. But it's reaching out, just corrupting everything that's around. I love how that turned out. That's beautiful to me. All right, let's go ahead and get back to the Thaumcraft stuff. All right, so we're back. We got the gold and the glass panes. Now, if I remember, it's something similar to a compass recipe there. There it is, the thermometer. All right. We can go ahead and look through that, and we see glowy stuff around, as in stuff we haven't scanned yet. But before we start the scanning, let's go ahead and hop back into the book here for first steps. And there's nothing else beyond that? Or am I supposed to start scanning a little bit? All right, let's go ahead and scan a few items and let's see what happens. So as far as I know, as far as workbench goes, I have to hold shift to scan. I've learned something new. We're just going to try to scan a whole bunch of stuff. Scan the door. Thank you. Scan some leaves. And something just happened. Something just clicked. All right, let's see. There we go. So we can now complete that. Such strange wonders are being revealed to me. Peering through the lens of the thermometer shows me a world coursing with magic. Viz, as the books call it. Normally this energy is pure ocean of magic that ebbs and flows, but it also permeates all things, both animate and inanimate. The book calls Viz in the state essentia, where Viz is formless and pure essentia is more rigid in its nature and falls into a multitude of clearly defined types, each mixing together with others to form greater and more complex types of essentia. I'm not quite sure if the matter it is bound to gives essentia its nature, but that the very nature of matter depends on the essentia it contains. This bears further study. I'm keeping a log of all the types of essentia I discover. A bookmark on the left will show my current knowledge. For now, I need to focus my energies elsewhere. Studying essentia might be a good place to start. Bookmark on the left shows, well, the aspects of essentia that we learn. See, we haven't really, these are still question marks. So we haven't quite learned those yet, but we've learned a couple of things. That's good. So now what do we have on this side here? We have arcane stones in a workbench with a Viz crystal and stones. We have arcane stone bricks, which takes 4 arcane stones. All right, well, that's good to know. At least that's something. And we have, ooh, discovering alchemy. Brewing simple potions has its uses, but true alchemical interactions require more than mixing a few monster parts together. I think essentia holds the key to a much more sophisticated way of manipulating matter. I should try and learn more about alchemy and how it fits into the magical world. Armed with that knowledge and a little bit of inspiration, I am sure thaumaturgic alchemy will be within my grasp. So we got to do a little bit more observations and observation fundamentals and observation alchemy. I'm not quite sure how we can do with observation alchemy just yet, but we do have to get over here and get the research table and scribing tools crafted. And once again, that's going to go right inside this room. It's going to fit in here perfectly. So let's go ahead and get a couple of these things going. All right, so I got my table made. I got my scribing tools here. Now we just need to right click, I believe. And Oh, I didn't actually put the scribing tools in there. All right, well, we can do that. Scribing tools, and let's create a theory. Let's go ahead and get started. Except it won't let me get started. I think I need paper for this. So let's go ahead and go get a whole bunch of paper. All right, so I got my paper. I went ahead and put in this diamond chest here as well to put some extra supplies in. And we'll probably end up putting the Viz crystals in there as well. But for right now, go ahead and see about putting some paper in here. Ah, you see that? They lit up a little bit. So now we can go ahead and start this. Experimentation. You perform some random experiments to see if something can be discovered. Gain 15 to 30 progress in a completely random category. Okay. And it's going up there on fundamentals. I really can't see what's behind there. I believe it's Control O to hide JEI. And so we can go ahead and continue here. And we have two possibilities. Take a step back and reassess your findings. Get rid of invalid conclusions and progress with fresh understanding. Lose 10 progress divided evenly between all current categories, but gain 1 inspiration and gain a bonus draw. That sounds somewhat good. I'm just going to go for that one. We like bonus draws. Wow, look at all those things. Rethink, do the same thing again. Experimentation. Inspired. Inspired by the progress you have made so far, your mind explores paths you may have not considered before. Gain 23 fundamentals. All right, that sounds good. We'll gain 23 fundamentals. Reject fundamental findings. You come to the realization that fundamentals is not vital to your current research. You will not gain any more progress in fundamentals or draw any cards related to that category, but your current progress will remain. Yeah, okay, that sounds good. Let's go ahead and lock that in at 54%. Let's start doing some other things. Take a step back. Lose 10 progress divided evenly, but gain 1 inspiration and a bonus draw. Yeah, okay, let's do that. See, it was locked in, so we actually didn't lose anything for it. Perfect. And you know what? We can just do that again. Let's go ahead and work on getting more of that inspiration up. I love the fact that I can get the inspiration. Oh, that one went down a bit. But now we can progress forward. Reject Golemancy. I don't want to reject Golemancy. That just sounds fun to me. Sounds like we're going to be able to create golems. So let's go ahead and go with something else here. Experimentation or ponder. Carefully consider all you have learned so far. Gain 25 progress divided evenly between all current active categories and a bonus draw. I like that. So let's go ahead and complete that theory. All right, so let's take a look inside of our Thaumaturgicon, or whatever it is. Theory crafting. Oh, yep, we did that. Now that I have a workspace, I should start performing some research. I can now formulate theories on how to manipulate magic to my own ends. Well, I kind of already did that. Firstly, I should make sure the table has plenty of paper and I have ample ink for my scribing tools. I can now choose to start researching the theory. At the top of the page, I will see how much inspiration, represented by light bulbs, is available to me for this round of research. When I do a stack of papers, a stack of papers will appear. On the left side, if I select them, I will be given the choice of 2 research paths I can follow. Each route will state what knowledge it will grant me, divided between 1 or more research categories. Some of the choices will require items. Items marked with a golden apostrophe will be consumed if the card is chosen. Normally, I will only be able to pursue research categories that I have unlocked, though I am sure I might occasionally be able to discover completely new avenues of research. I can keep drawing to further my knowledge. I should note, however, that each choice I make will cost some of my inspiration. Once I run out, the research will be completed. The amount of initial inspiration available to me will increase as my knowledge of magic increases. My progress in research categories is shown as a percentage. 100% completion represents 1 full theory. Getting less than 100% in a category still counts, however, and will be added to your current knowledge once you complete your research. It is possible to get more than 100% in a category. Only the highest category will get the full bonus, however. All others will lose 33% of their total. Research aids. Normally, research is a bit scattershot. I can direct my research with the use of research aids. If I use certain nearby blocks, items, and curios during the research process, it will allow me to focus my research in a certain direction. For example, having access to a bookshelf will give me reference materials that I can use during the research process. These come in the form of limited special draws that have a higher chance of occurring than normal draws. These will have a gilded border to differentiate them from normal draws. For example, the bookshelf grants the balanced research option, and 2 chances at the notation research option can only be gained when you use the bookshelf. When you start your initial research, you can choose which research aids to use, but it should be noted that each aid you use reduces your initial inspiration by 1. There are potentially a lot of things that could be used as research aids. I should experiment. And looking at this here, it looks like we have a crucible, a bookshelf. Not quite sure what some of these other things are. We'll have to look into that. But for now, we have research going on. We have a table, and we have a thermometer to go ahead and seek out in the world. And I just want to check in our chunk here. We have 223 V with 195 flux, I believe, at the moment. So if that flux goes away, we'll have almost 400 V in this area. That sounds pretty good. The little bit I know about thaumaturgy here from the videos that I watched was that the guy had like a maximum of like 300. So I think we're doing good with a maximum of over 400. That sounds good to me. I wonder what kind of other areas are out there. I don't know. We will eventually find out. Oh, I went next door. Out there. I think I just went outside into another chunk. 197. Instead of 225. We come back in here. Yeah, there's the 223 again. Okay. But that is all we're going to do for today. I'm going to have to go out and scan a whole bunch of stuff. So until next time, everybody, take care, be well, and hope to see you again soon.